Hello everyone, this is Kevin here, and I am back after such a long hiatus. I finally sorted everything out, so I thought I'd make a video today. And today, I want to get a chance to talk about two musicians slash composers that are well known in my country, but not here in the States. If you've ever learned how to play music or on piano, you've probably heard of Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, and stuff like that, or Bach. And maybe for those of you who don't listen to classical music, you might have heard of Iruma, who's of course famous for River Flows in You. But today, I want to talk about two very, very influential musicians that are popular in my country, but not here. And I'm probably here making these videos and also teaching piano because one of these two musicians. The first one I want to talk about is Tekla Baraszewska-Baranowska, a Polish female composer, just like Chopin is also from Poland. And she is famous in China for one reason and one piece of music: A Maiden's Prayer. This is such a popular piece set up to adults, to older people, to young kids. If you've ever played piano, chances are you will have learned this piece if you learn piano in China. She is famous, of course, for this piece, A Maiden's Prayer, and lots of us play it. It's one of those pieces as well that perhaps, in addition to maybe Canon in D by Pachelbel, Mariage d'Amour by Richard Clayderman, which is not composed by him. And by the way, Richard Clayderman I'll talk about later. Heads up. And Croatian Rhapsody by Marcin Mavica, who also didn't compose the piece. It's one of the most requested pieces when families and relatives come visit. That's the first one. Now, coming in at number one, we have to talk about him, Richard Clayderman. Now, probably here in the States, if you ask a lot of musicians, Richard Clayderman, they'll be like, who is that? But if you come from Asia, especially from where I am, you will have heard of him. And I'll tell you this much. Lots of musicians like me included started playing piano because of him. Now, Richard Clayderman is actually not a composer. He is just a pianist, born in France, studied music in Paris, and played a lot of contemporary New Age music, easy listening stuff. The composer behind him mostly is Paul de Senneval and Olivier Toussaint. Those are the two composers that compose music for him. And if you watch my older videos, you'll see that one piece of music does feature in my video quite a lot: Mariage d'Amour. Mariage d'Amour is potentially the most famous piece that is by him, and every time, of course, when families and friends do visit, parents will probably request you to play this piece if you're from my region. He also has other pieces like Ballad pour Adeline, A Childhood Memory, also called Souvenir d'Enfance, you also have like loads of other pieces, Et comme amour, pretty famous. And of course, if you ask people here, they might not even have heard of him. And in fact, the only time Mariage d'Amour became a huge hit on YouTube, that's kind of a fun fact that I didn't think I would have needed to explain, but I thought I'd do anyways, is because George Davidson actually arranged his own version of the piece, and this piece was wrongly accredited to Chopin for being the Spring Waltz, which never was. It was always composed by Paul de Senneval, and Richard Clayderman played it, and George Davidson had an arrangement for it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this short video of two pianists slash composers that are famous in my country, but not so famous here in the US. If you enjoyed this one, click the like and subscribe button. And of course, stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.